The rain hammered against the windows of the small countryside house, each drop a tiny fist against the glass. It was one of those nights where the thunder felt alive, like some ancient giant was shouting in the sky, cracking its voice across the darkened landscape. I'd moved here to escape the city, you see. I was looking for peace, for quiet. But peace was the last thing I found that night. It was just shy of midnight when the power cut out. One moment, the soft glow of a lamp, the next, absolute darkness. The entire house was plunged into a blackness so deep. The only relief was the frantic, jagged flash of lightning that would tear through the sky, illuminating my living room for a terrifying split second at a time. I fumbled for a candle, its small flame a pathetic shield against the suffocating dark. I sat on the couch, trying to lose myself in a book, the flickering light making the words dance on the page. That's when I heard it. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. At the front door, my blood ran cold. I froze, every muscle in my body tensed. No one lived nearby for miles. The road leading to the house was a river of mud and water by now. Who on earth could be out there in this storm? I held my breath listening. Silence. Just the roar of the wind and the relentless drumming of the rain. Another flash of lightning lit up the room, and this time my heart stopped. A silhouette. A figure was standing just outside the window, its form dark and indistinct against the stormy backdrop. It was just staring. "Hello?" I called out, my voice barely a whisper, shaking so badly I could hardly form the word. There was no answer. Just the howl of the wind. And then I saw the faint shape move, drifting back towards the front door. Thud, thud. The knocks were louder this time, more insistent. My fear was warring with a desperate need to know who was there. Taking a deep breath that did nothing to calm my racing heart, I grabbed a heavy-duty flashlight from the kitchen drawer. My hand trembled as I reached for the doorknob. I swung the door open, bracing myself for whatever I might find. And there was nothing. No one. Just the storm raging on. But on the wooden porch, clear as day, were wet footprints. They led away from the door into the swirling darkness. Against my better judgment, I followed them. The rain hit my face like 1,000 tiny needles. The prints led me straight towards the old, dilapidated barn at the back of the property. The one the previous owner had given me a strange warning about. "Don't you ever open that barn after dark?" he'd said, his eyes serious. "Some things are best left alone." Now, standing in the middle of a biblical storm, I was beginning to understand why. As I got closer, I saw it. The huge wooden door of the barn was slightly ajar, a sliver of deeper blackness in the night. I pointed my flashlight towards the opening, and the beam caught a flicker of movement inside. Something was crawling on the dirt floor. My hand tightened on the flashlight. Then, a voice, a chilling whisper that seemed to come from the shadows themselves, slithered into my ear. "You shouldn't have opened the door." I stumbled back, my feet slipping in the mud. The flashlight flickered as if in fear. I pointed it back into the barn, and what I saw will haunt me until the day I die. 3 people stood there. They were drenched, their clothes ripped and caked in mud. Their faces were a ghostly, waxy pale. As one, they slowly turned their heads towards me, and in the next flash of lightning, their eyes glowed with a sickening, milky white light. I dropped the flashlight and I ran. I didn't look back. I sprinted back to the house, slammed the door, and threw the deadbolt. My hands were shaking uncontrollably as I fumbled for the landline, praying for a dial tone. Nothing. The line was completely dead, and then the knocking started again. This time it wasn't just from the front door. It was coming from everywhere. Knock, knock, knock. From the kitchen walls, from the window panes, rattling in their frames, from the very floorboards beneath my feet. The sound was surrounding me, closing in. I let out a scream, a raw, terrified sound, and grabbed the lone candle. That's when I saw it. In the reflection of the dark window behind me, face, pale and smiling, long, wet hair hanging down, plastered to its skin, and I heard the same whisper, right behind me. "You shouldn't have opened the door." The next morning, the rain had stopped. The sun was shining. The police found the house empty. The front door was wide open. Muddy footprints tracked all through the rooms. The only thing they found was a single, chilling message, written in the condensation on the living room window. 3 simple words. Let us in. No one ever moved into that house again. The locals whisper about it, of course. They say that on stormy nights. When the thunder rolls across the hills and the lights in the valley flicker, you can still hear it. 3 slow knocks on an old, forgotten front door. It's asking to be let in. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there.